guys, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Skin Time TV with Ashley. So, if you watched my last video, for one, ignore the little blooper in the beginning. Charge it to my head and not my heart. I did not feel like re-watching all of my edits, and bad move, rookie move, but whatever, we're past it. So if you watched last week's video, you would have seen that I hinted that I was going out the country, and I actually went to London and had such a great time. I went to London and Paris actually. And I am just barely recovering, probably been recovering for a full week now, and finally starting to feel like my best self again. But, whew, jet lag is a mug, okay? And especially when you don't get sleep when you're out there. So, yeah. But anyway, it was such a great time. One of the most memorable things I did when I was out there that I loved the most was visiting the Aire Ancient Bathhouse. It was so nice, y'all. Here's a little glimpse of like what it looks like on the outside. So I'm not even gonna lie, they were pretty much like, yeah, we can't have a lot of camera footage in here or whatever. So obviously when we got to the part where I had to change out into my robe, that's where the video had to end. That's fair. Wasn't trying to get all that anyways, but it would have been neat to be able to have my phone in the pools, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So I had the Love Yourself massage or something like that. I'll pop the name up here when I look it up. But it was so nice. It was so relaxing. The only thing I wish I'd done differently was fight for the male masseuse. Me and my friend did this same massage, so they put us in the same room, and there was a man and there was a really tiny woman. And the man just knew what he was talking about. He was like, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And I'm like, oh, I want you. And when they walked out of the room to be like, yep, so take off your robe and lay down, get ready. You know, I'm here, she's there. Girl said, Chew, and she got him. But I am so glad that I had the experience nonetheless. The lady did all right. Definitely told her to apply more pressure, and she did it for a second and then like lightened back up. Like, I was just a little like, ma'am, okay, whatever. Like, but thank you. It was still very nice. It was nice and long. They gave us extra time. The people were so accommodating because I definitely got there like 2 hours before my booking, and totally by accident. I thought I booked the time that my friend and my cousin had booked, but if anybody's gonna go on a whim by accident, it's gonna be me. So that's just what happened. But it all worked out, and it ended up making my friend and my cousin, who were I think a little bit late for their massage at that point, have the full amount of time. So it all worked out. The massage was great, and then after, they take you up an elevator and walk you to these nice pools or baths. I wish I could have shown you just how beautiful this room was. It was like several rooms, but it was like being in this underground grotto. If I can find some online pictures, I'll pop them in here. But like an underground grotto with all of these different pools. There were two really small cold pools. All of their degrees, obviously, in Europe or in London are in Celsius, so can't tell you what that really meant, but it was freezing cold, okay? And I didn't touch those. There was a lukewarm one that's the same temperature as your body, so about 98.2 or whatever degrees your normal body temperature is, 96.2, I don't know, that temperature. And they tell you to start in there. You just wade in it. It has like a path where you can kind of walk or swim or float off to another little section. So if you just don't want to be around people, want to be in a private area, there's plenty of room for privacy. There's a little, almost like a pavilion, for lack of better words, where you can be in shallow waters. You can climb up on there and be in shallow waters and of the same temperature, but just lay a little bit more comfortably without fully being in the water. Like, it's just so nice. And let me tell you, it is so romantic too. So I'm gonna give me a little boo and go out there. But there was another pool that had like bubbles, kind of like a jacuzzi. But the weird part about that was that one was like normal temperature. It wasn't hot. It wasn't like a hot tub, but it was the only pool that bubbled. So that was interesting, but I guess it was more so for muscle relaxation. So they also had those little pavilion-like beds or shallow beds where you're not necessarily submerged in water unless you're laying flat on this bed, and the jets could hit you a lot harder in your neck and shoulder and body, buttocks, and everywhere really. And that was bomb, but it was just not what I was expecting. I thought it would be hot. And then my very favorite pool was the Epsom salt pool. It was super salty. It was very warm, like just a great temperature that sweated you out and just really detoxified the body. And there were these little bars that you could hold on to because obviously you're gonna float a lot more in this pool than you would in any other pool, especially if you don't know how to float. If you're ever floating in a pool of Epsom salt, you're gonna float regardless of whether you know how to do it or not. So they have those little bars to help support you, and then you can walk or swim over to like this little shower, and you climb over from the pool into this little shower that kind of again looks like a little grotto. And there was a basin full of Epsom salt, and you just scrub that all over your body and rinse it off, and it polishes your skin and gets any dead skin off. So I soaked in the Epsom salt bath for a while, maybe about half an hour. Okay, maybe not that long, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes. And then I spent time in the shower and rinsed it off. The only weird thing about that at first was that like the shower is kind of like a pulpit. Like if you ever been in a church and you have the congregation and there's the pulpit where the choir is, it's like you're in the choir stands and everybody's watching you take a shower and rinse salt off your body. And I didn't even mention, this is a co-ed portion of the bathhouse. So the whole thing is co-ed, honestly. Like if you wanted to get a massage as a couple, obviously you can do that. But then those pools, co-ed. And so yeah, it was a little awkward at first, but honestly, nobody really cares, and nobody's as creepy in Europe as they are in America. I don't know, but like it wasn't bad at all. I got used to it. And that was my favorite part. Lastly, there was a sauna. The sauna, my cousin didn't really get in it that much, didn't want to get near it. One of them didn't even get it at all, but it was really, really steamy, super hot, and it's just so relaxing to just sit still, control your breathing, and to just sweat it all out. So that's what I did. I definitely enjoyed the sauna a couple of times, and then there's a really cold pool. Like remember those cold pools that I told you on the outside that I never got in? Yeah, they had the same cool pool in the sauna room, and it was exactly what you needed in that hot room. So it was so nice. They gave you robes, they gave you slippers. The package that I got in particular was supposed to give you snacks, but I don't think I got any now that I think about it. But I was supposed to get like a platter of fruits and things like that. So but definitely got served water and fresh pressed juice, but maybe I misunderstood, but I'm pretty sure I didn't, so I'm gonna have to look into that. Nonetheless, this was such an amazing time, and I cannot wait to go back. Here's as much footage as I could get for you guys, so hopefully it's enough. If you guys want to take a quick seat in that side, and I'll be with you in a second. Sure. What's the booking name? Ashley, Morgan, and Lindsay. Perfect. Thank you. Your first time with us? Yes, it is. I'm very excited. I will try my best to give you more time. Be careful about that. These lights flicker. Hello. if I had the opportunity to get just absolutely everything, and especially those pools and the saunas, you know, I could quit my day job. So make sure next time you're in London that you go visit the Aire Ancient Bathhouse. That's it for today, guys. So thanks so much for tuning in this week. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you do not miss a single beat when next week's episode airs. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, family, or anyone you love, anyone you want to go to London or Paris with, Amsterdam, or whatever, Europe. And we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.